Hey. Oh.
Oh,
Hello, Scout.
all right, cat. Again, I'm battling a cat. Um, so today I'm going to show you another vintage pen from my collection, and this is one that I had for a little while now, and it's a beautiful Waterman 513J celluloid pen. Lots of chatoyance. It's one of those pens you can hold in your hand, and as you're thinking, you just roll it and you look into the pen, and all these colors come out and variations. There's striations going on there. Uh, Lovely, lovely pen. Gold trim. This one was made in Canada, so it's I forget exactly what year. Roughly would be probably in the maybe late 30s, early 40s. It's a gold. Uh,
Very fancy
it's
looking
a very
pen.
yeah, it's a very fancy one. Uh, up, it's just before styles of pens started to change a lot. After before the Parker 51 came in and changed everything design wise. You used to find these beautiful celluloids, and
Hmm.
celluloids are coming back into style, if they've ever really gone away. But
What's a nib
yeah.
like?
So what's the nib like?
Yeah.
It's it's a 14 karat gold nib. I'm trying to get it in focus here. Um,
Looks
the
very
nib
pretty.
is, it's an old nib. It's lost a bit of its luster. It's a 14 karat nib. Uh, it still writes really beautifully. Almost feels like a broad to me when I'm writing with it. Uh, for some reason, I can't see any markings on the nib other than it, on the nib. Just tell me what it is, but it feels like a broad. It is a Waterman's ideal nib, 14 karat, made in Canada, and the nib itself is fairly plain. It's a very nice writer, but what is particularly beautiful about the nib and that section is the ebonite feed. There's this lovely dark brown with a burnt sienna stripe down the middle of it, and uh, it's just really beautiful to look at. It's hard to tell on camera here just how lovely it is. The whole pen is, just a delight to use. It's a piston filler. I'm sorry, not a piston filler. It's a lever filler. When I got the pen, it hadn't been used in a very long time. Uh, I had to carefully disassemble it. Had to loosen up the section to where the nib is, to get into where the old sack was, and there was an old sack in there that had, uh, just dried out and was all crusty, full of old ink, and took a long time to clean it and get everything tidied up. Oddly enough, the lever and the pressure bar inside were in excellent shape still, which was kind of surprising, uh, but very nice to find out that the nothing had really corroded inside. And the celluloid 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 cellulite celluloid has actually held up very well. Some of these older pens, they start to crystallize at certain sections, but it's in very good shape, and the color is still very vibrant. And it was a loved pen. Whoever owned it before me really loved it. Um, I do post it. Some people would probably be horrified to know that I do that, but I don't push it on. I just lightly put it on the end, and it holds very nicely. It's a really nice size pen. Uh,
Why
not
do you
as
say some people would be horrified to know that you
well.
posted?
Some people would like some of the old pens. You might mark or scratch the pen, right?
Hmm.
But it actually doesn't seem to be doing that. So
Hmm.
uh, anyway, so I'm very careful. But the pen is, I had to replace the latex sack inside. Great thing about vintage pens, you can still find a lot of parts that you need. Latex sacks are still available online or through some pen shops and things like that. And the nib itself was in really good shape. there's good tipping on it. It wasn't dented in any way or bent, so it was well cared for. Now, what I have in it right now is I like to match the colors that I like to match colors to pens. It's just part of the fun of fountain pens. And what I've used is the Diamine Honey Burst. And this is what they call the guitar finish series that they've brought out, inspired by Les Paul guitars. So this is the Honey Burst. So it's very, it's what you would see on a beautiful Les Paul guitar. And in this pen, it really, I've tried a few different inks over the time, and for whatever reason, this one really suits it. So I'm just going to do a quick writing sample. I'm going to hold it back a little further so you can see it. And a quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog. And we have a lazy dog, don't we?
Yep.
We have a lazy cat too.
Well, we've one of the cats has
Very
been
wet.
visible.
Yeah, a lot of flow to this pen. Everything works really nicely. The feed is excellent. Never dries out. I can leave this capped for weeks really, and come back to it, and it starts right off. It's just a well-made, beautiful pen. And what were you gonna say, Sam?
I was saying that that people watching have probably seen one of our lazy cats.
Yes, actually, she's not lazy when we're doing things. She's always interested, isn't she?
Every other time, she's typically sitting on a chair.
Yeah. The only other Waterman I have actually, the only other Waterman that we have in our family is my partner's pen, and she has a contemporary Waterman Hemisphere. Very nice pen too, and I should do a review on that sometime. There's a couple Watermans on my wish list. Waterman Karen is one that I have, I consider a grail pen, and maybe someday, if I'm lucky enough, I'll save up and get one, but that's down the road. But so far this is the only one I have in my collection, and it's an excellent pen. If you ever get a chance to come across a vintage Waterman, I would recommend taking a look at them if you're into vintage pens. They were one of the leading manufacturers at the time, and they came up with a lot of innovations and a lot of beautiful designs. But over the last few decades, they've sort of fallen a little off the radar for pen enthusiasts. But I think they're slowly starting to make a comeback, and hopefully we see some interesting and more beautiful designs. Like I say, one of my grail pens is the Waterman Karen that they have, and that's a beautiful modern pen inspired by the hull of a ship. So beautiful design. So that's one day hopefully I get another Waterman.
Yeah.
Right. So what do we say when we
like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you wish to support the channel, and just be subscribed, and hit the notification bell to be notified when any new videos come out.
Yeah, and I'm just going to roll this pen so everybody can see the beautiful chatoyance. You know what chatoyance is?
No clue.
It means, it's used in
Is
jewelry,
it just
actually.
The kind of
that,
gradient kind of thing? Well, not gradient, but
it's
like
kind of like, it's a jewelry term. Cat's eye has chatoyance.
Yeah, cat's eye.
Yeah,
I
gem-like.
I have a small rock collection. I have
know.
cat's eye in it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Yeah.